What's going on, dudes and dudettes? It is Deadbolt here, bringing back another SCP reaction, and today we are reacting to Exploring the SCP Foundation, the Chaos Insurgency. I've done the Occult Coalition. I forgot which one else. No, I did the Occult Coalition and that Black Market one, the one that was like Mr. Wondertainment's, Emporium or whatever the hell it's called. But yeah, the Chaos Insurgency. I have no idea what this is. If I had to guess, the Chaos Insurgency. If I had to guess, because it says Chaos, it's a group that wants to like weaponize SCPs, maybe? Either weaponize them or free all of them, something like stupid like that. But alright, let's get into it.
The Chaos Insurgency. So far in this series, we've discussed inexplicable phenomena and the people that contain them, destroy them, worship them, and even sell them. But we haven't discussed many instances in which normal humans attempt to weaponize anomalous.
I was right.
It's probably pretty clear at this point that if groups such as the SCP Foundation...
Okay, I think I might have heard that from a video before. In one of the past ones, I think they mentioned something about a group that weaponizes SCPs, but alright.
The GOC, or even Marshall, Carter, and Dark, wanted to use SCPs instead of containing, destroying, or selling them, the results could be pretty devastating. Well, of course, there is a group that wants to do exactly that, utilizing whatever anomalous items they can to achieve their goals. And they go by the name of the Chaos Insurgency.
I'm just saying, if you put chaos in your name, I doubt you're like in it for good, for the greater good. Also, let me read what this says. Should intermittent vengeance arm again his vengeance arm again his red right hand to plague us. Man, reading this almost gave me a stroke. What the hell is this even a sentence? It just sounds like a bunch of words, like it's a question. Oh, should intermittent vengeance arm again his red... I think there's supposed to be a comma somewhere in here, but I guess that doesn't look good on a logo, huh? But, like, this damn near gave me a stroke trying to read this, but okay. Yeah, I guess this is their symbol.
Like the rest of my summaries of different groups of interest, this video won't be completely comprehensive, but it should provide a good look at the insurgency. The Chaos Insurgency's history starts in 1924. When the O5 Council of the SCP Foundation formed an elite covert special task force comprised of agents known for their unflinching loyalty to the Council.
054. I've heard that a bunch of times, but I have no idea what it is. I need to look that up after this one.
The purpose of this task force, codenamed Insurgency, was to carry out certain missions that required ethically questionable methods and with politically unsavory results in secrecy in order to maintain the reputation of the Foundation.
Groups like this actually exist, by the way.
The Insurgency were branded as defectors from the Foundation, with only the Council knowing the truth as the task force carried out their wishes for 24 years. In 1948, however, the lie became reality as the supposed defectors became actual defectors. The task force carried out multiple raids on Foundation facilities, stealing certain SCPs with high research and military potential, as well as transporting dozens of other defecting personnel with them. The task force caused severe casualties in the process, and the O5 Council had a new problem on their hands, with no clue as to what caused the loyal agents to betray them.
They grew a mind.
Why did the Insurgency betray the Foundation? And why do they continue to use SCPs? The lack of canon kicks in here, and so really the answer is unknown, but there are always theories. A basic theory is simple personal gain.
That makes sense, but also, somebody should make a canon SCP universe. Like, I feel like that's like $1 million idea that's just waiting to be cashed in on. Like, just, not movies and all that, not yet anyways, but like, just read up on all the SCPs and just structure them into like a story, like create a universe out of this, because then like That could be like the next MCU type stuff. Like, it's like the person who creates like fidget spinners, you know, like you really thought that guy one day was just like, boom, this is gonna make billions of dollars just out of nowhere. You know, no, they don't think that. But like, if you created like just compiled everything into a comprehensive universe, you know, yeah, you could probably make billions. I'm definitely not gonna do that. But
and the lust for
just
power
saying.
the group into utilizing powerful anomalies to kill, steal, and amass control. This theory at least fits in with the chaos portion of their name. If supernatural terrorist doesn't sit right here, though, there is a theory that they actually wish to help humanity, but don't think the Foundation or the GOC are going about it the right way.
I think the GOC is.
A nerdy reference. Much like Boromir wished to use the One Ring to save Gondor, the Insurgency could wish to use SCPs to save the world rather than destroying them or keeping them contained. Other theories claim that the Insurgency doesn't want anything for the world other than chaos.
Yeah, I mean, it's in the name.
The Chaos Insurgency, much like the rest of the groups of interest in the SCP universe, are shrouded in mystery. Let's look at a few SCPs then to learn more about how the Chaos Insurgency operates. SCP-884 is a small handheld mirror that, when used while shaving, causes the subject to fail to perceive the removal of hair, leading them to continue shaving an area over and over.
The heck?
884 was...
That just sounds like a dick mirror. Like, oh, you think you're gonna who uses a mirror like this to shave anyways? What? I mean, look at this old-timey mirror. Like, what? Who would use this? But that is pretty funny. If I was Dr. Wondertainment, this is the type of shit I would make just to screw with people.
was in Foundation custody until an insurgency defector working for the Foundation urged them to relocate the object to a safer location.
How are you going to weaponize this?
Led to a raid by the Chaos Insurgency, resulting in the theft of 884. After the defector was executed, the Foundation led a number of raids on Chaos Insurgency storage locations, where they recovered 884 and found that the Insurgency had set up several extensive experiments related to it. Although the Foundation found the tests to be meaningless, the Insurgency attacked again, failing to steal 884, but the Foundation, curious as to why they would be so interested in such a benign SCP, continued experimenting on it. After 2 years of testing, we learned from an agent embedded in the Insurgency the real story. SCP-884's real effect involves infecting those who have been exposed to it with a symptom they call doubt. The effect takes years to develop, but individuals with the symptom begin doubting themselves and their actions.
What the heck?
Starting with just rechecking things, such as locked doors, but eventually leads to a struggle to make simple choices, and eventually a failure to make decisions of any kind, easily leading to death.
Like dementia, kind of.
The Insurgency's plan then was simply to get the Foundation as interested as possible in 884, causing it to affect far more personnel than it normally would have.
That is smart. That is big brained. Holy crap. How would you even figure that out? Like, and also, what makes you think, what? So how did they come to the conclusion of the first anomalous damn it. How did they come to the first anomalous property then? Like, when you shave, it's like, it makes it look like you haven't. But it says that the doubt property takes years to, like, manifest? What? That's a weird mirror. And also, yeah, that could be very dangerous. Holy crap. Freaking Chaos Insurgency, big brain. That's a big brain move.
It's believed that thousands of Foundation personnel were infected by the object, far more than the Insurgency lost in the process. Essentially, the Foundation played themselves, and it shows that the Chaos Insurgency aren't a bumbling crew of inept fools.
Big brain.
This, of course, wasn't the only time that the Insurgency utilized an anomalous object to trick the Foundation.
What else do they do?
SCP-1316 is a female house cat.
Are you a
with the
flurgan?
appearance of a 3-month-old kitten, despite being in Foundation custody since 1948. And so its anomalous property is that
It's
it
immortal.
doesn't age.
Or
This
is it a
what the Foundation
flurgan?
believed until a raid by the Chaos Insurgency led to the theft, destruction, or disappearance of a number of SCPs.
Oh, I thought it was
In
the
the
cat.
aftermath, the Foundation performed a routine scan for any bugs or hidden surveillance items in the site, discovering that SCP-1316 was regularly broadcasting a signal every day for 5 minutes.
What the heck?
The signal consisted of an artificially generated female voice reading a series of numbers, and that transmission was able to be picked up by any standard shortwave radio. The Foundation quickly cracked the number code, deciphering messages transmitted by 1316. The day after the raid, it transmitted that the operation was successful and requested further orders or extraction. From then on, it transmitted that the Foundation was growing suspicious, confining it to a single room, and then moving it to a new site entirely. Finally, it transmitted that the Foundation knows about its true purpose, and it requested immediate extraction. 2 days later, with no response, it transmitted its last message saying, "There is no extraction, is there?" Since then, 1316 has not transmitted any more broadcasts, and so the Foundation keeps it confined and feeds it twice a day.
I feel like these SCPs, like, it's not that they're true. Like, anomalous property is what they're saying. I feel like that's just another anomalous property that they have. It's kind of like in My Hero Academia, how, like, you can have one power, but, like, secretly you have another. Or you can have two quirks. I feel like that's similar with this, because a cat that doesn't age, like, that's one anomalous property, and the fact that it can transmit signals just at will is another one. And same with the mirror, like, you look and, like, you still have hair even though you shaved. That's one anomalous property, and doubt that, like, builds up over years is another one. That's just my thinking about this situation. It's also just a cat, though. Like,
Perhaps one of the most successful intrusions into the SCP Foundation by the Chaos Insurgency is SCP-1275, to the point of the Foundation is still not sure the Insurgency is behind it. 1275 is a fluid, amorphous entity capable of changing its volume, shape, color, and opacity. It can flatten and shrink itself to a small enough size to squeeze through even minor flaws in a seal thought to be airtight, and can grow large enough to envelop people or larger objects.
so it's blue flubber, pretty much. That's what I'm getting from this.
If left alone, 1275 will seek out classified documents, SCPs, or Foundation personnel and envelop them.
What the heck?
Enveloped, 1275 will begin to rapidly decrease in size, and the enveloped object will disappear, apparently transporting it to an unknown location.
What is with the SCP Foundation and just getting all these SCPs that are just spies? Like, they don't do background checks on these. All they do is, like, they get SCPs.
I like eggs.
They, like, register their anomalous properties. They give them a number. And then they just confine them to a room. They don't look up, like, if they have any motivations, any ulterior motives, you know? They don't check if they're freaking, like, have a criminal record or anything. Nothing. They just, all right, here's your room and stay here.
Alternatively, 1275 is capable of disgorging foreign objects originating from an unknown location, including explosives, weaponry, anomalous objects, and hostile agents.
What the
in order
hell?
To assist in breaching its containment. It's unclear if the object possesses its own intelligence and or is being controlled by an outside force, but it is actively hostile to the Foundation and their operations.
Just kill it.
As of now, the object is contained in the Gobi Desert, in a tungsten cube filled with an electrified wire lattice and molten lead, and is under constant surveillance. 1275 is believed to be responsible for the disappearance of over 20 different SCPs across 10 different facilities over the course of 18 years, along with at least 49 personnel. As readers, we get the benefit of knowing the Chaos Insurgency is somehow responsible for controlling this entity, but the Foundation is still trying to figure that out. Most SCP reports that mention the Chaos Insurgency, however, only do so in passing. Objects are often recovered from raids on insurgency storage locations or bases of operations, and occasionally the insurgency will launch raids in return to steal SCPs. It's easy to assume that the insurgency commits similar operations on other groups, like the GOC or Marshall Carter and Dark. There are plenty of different tales related to the Chaos Insurgency, some painting them as villains, others as rogue heroes, but the common theme is that they are a fly in the ointment. The Chaos Insurgency are blank enough that you can fill in the gaps in the motives yourself. Some discuss the rumors that the insurgency use their power to take over small third world towns and use the populations as fodder for experiments, like D-Class.
Oh, damn.
Others say the insurgency is actually guided by an anomalous power beyond our comprehension, and they alone can take steps to preserve humanity.
It's Cthulhu.
I'm not going to say one is right and others are wrong, but like many aspects of the SCP universe, the stories are fluid. At the very least, though, the Chaos Insurgency are one of the few groups with the knowledge, capabilities, and willpower to use the anomalous to achieve their goals, whatever they may be. So, feel free to make up your own mind, and make sure your cat isn't working for the insurgency.
Exactly. That's the lesson to take from this video. Alright, new recruits receive instructions from their superiors and are expected to follow them unquestioningly, not knowing that every action they take is a part of a larger plan orchestrated by the Delta Command. They are told that they are carrying out a great rebellion against the anarchy of the status quo, a world where consensus reality itself is an illusion. History's great lie perpetuated by the Foundation. They are told that they will use the anomalous to build a utopian future where humanity is master of everything, not just a mirage. But really, who knows what the Chaos Insurgency actually wants? Yeah, that naming-wise, you probably shouldn't. If you want a clandestine group, that wants to save humanity, maybe not. Don't name it Chaos Insurgency. That gives off very negative connotations. Alright. That was really interesting. The Chaos Insurgency, they're kind of just, they're like the Global Occult Coalition if they were just a little bit bad shit, if they were a little insane. But yeah, weaponizing SCPs, that makes sense. Kind of like Marshall Carter and Dark, how they sell them. Like, I feel like these guys would be buying them. And damn, but they're big brain though. Weaponizing a freaking mirror. Like, how do you jump to that? Oh, it makes people look like they don't shave. Maybe there's something to that. If I saw this, I would be like, well, who cares? If I was the leader of the SCP Foundation, I'd be like, what? Just toss it in the bin. Like, we don't need to study this. Just destroy it. Who cares? But yeah, that was really cool. That was a really good video. Also, I was wondering, who creates all this art? Does the Exploring series do it? Is he like an artist? Because, there's some really good stuff. Or, do you just find this online? I mean, I'm guessing these are just pictures of cats. But, all this artwork is really good. But yeah, alright guys, I am going to end that video there. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Any feedback would be greatly appreciated. Oh, and also be sure to like and subscribe to the Exploring series. Awesome channel, awesome content. And I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.